Okay, good afternoon everyone. My name is Tagore. I'm a language teacher at the Institución Educativa José María Carbonell from Cali City. This school is located in the community number 10. Most of the people live around this area, and we are about 2,031 students, including people with deaf people who not listen. So this is inclusion. And one of the main features of this school is that we have a program or a project named Mediación Escolar, which is an approach in which students solve their problems by peers. The students are distributed in 3 branches: Isabel de Castilla, Honorio Villegas, and José María Carbonell, located on Paso Ancho Street, on the back of Normal de Varones. The income of the family comes from independent workers, employees, sellers, vendors, and in some cases, informal work. The salaries range from 1 to 3 minimum wages. The students that I'm going to take in this case are students belonging to 10th grade, 10th fourth. Why am I taking 10th fourth if they study in the morning? Because this is an extended schedule. So I got 6th graders, 8th graders, and 10th graders. Students have just eaten lunch, so they are kind of heavy, but they are very good students. I had them when they were in 8th grade. The population of these students they are 36 students. Out of these 36 students, we got 19 male students and 16 female students. Most of them, 45%, come from nuclear families. I mean, father and mother. 45 from mononuclear, mother or father, and 10% they live with a relative, uncle, sister, so on, right? The approach of this institute, this school, is CLIL, or ECO in Spanish, Aprendizaje Integrado de la Lengua, which involves authentic material and projects, content-based approaches, and so on, and of course communicative approach. The name of today we're going to talk about present perfect, but as I told you, ECO undertakes topics not in a grammar way, but in settings and topics of interest from students, which is more motivating for them. So, okay, you're welcome to my class and enjoy my class. Thank you very much. Okay, good afternoon everyone. How are you doing today? Lots of stamina and energy? Yes! Having plenty of stamina today. By the way, have you had lunch today yet? Yes! Oh, interesting. Did you like the food today? Yes! Alright. Oh, today is like a Friday because today we don't have classes. I guess you have plenty of plans. Did you like the lunch today? Yes. What did you have today? Okay. If you can use the microphone. Speak louder.
Today we have some rice, chicken, salad, and maracuja juice.
Maracuja. How do you say maracuja? Okay, it's passion fruit. Passion fruit, remember? Fruto de la pasión. Well, yeah, that's a tropical fruit here in Colombia. Okay, this is something what we miss when we travel around the world. When I live in the States, well, I try to find out where can I drink some tropical juice. For example, maracuja, or as you said, passion fruit juice. When I went out, no, it was almost impossible. That's a different part of the culture. That's why today the topic we're going to talk about is we're going to describe cultural experiences. I mean, we're going to talk about experiences with food and things like that. Have you ever traveled to another country?
No.
No, nobody has.
No.
All right. Yeah, fortunately I have. For example, I've been to Scotland. Can you imagine? Scotland. I've been to Scotland. Questions about Scotland? You know what it is? Scotland, yes?
What is the typical, the most typical food?
Oh, yes, haggis. Name haggis. And you know, the most typical ingredients there are just potato, and lamb. So the food is not as delicious like here in Colombia. I prefer, my favorite food is Peruvian food, which is seafood, right? Okay, now, okay, we're gonna talk about, by the way, yeah, you already have lunch here, and did you like the, or no? Did you like the food here? Yeah. Really? Okay. You don't need soup? No. Do you think it's enough or sufficient? Is too little? Too small? No. Okay. Well, here you are blessed because we have a very nice pie. Programa de alimentación escolar here. Good. Okay, the topic that we're going to talk today is the difference between present perfect and simple past. This is my objective. Describe experiences, cultural experiences such as trips and foods, and give opinions related to experiences and not valid experiences. So we continue. Here we go. Okay, you already had lunch. You like that? Okay. Have you ever eaten Indian food? No. What kind of international food have you eaten?
Italian.
Sushi is a dish from Japan, right? It's from Japan.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Inca, yes, from Japan. But have you tried Chinese food?
Chinese.
Rice? Okay, let me tell you. Chinese food is quite different from Chinese restaurant from Colombian restaurants. Miss Montenegro, please concentrate on what you're doing. Okay, because in Colombia, yeah, it's only rice and rice. Okay. No, in the States, it's like a buffet. You can choose what you want to eat. Mainly fish, seafood, shrimps, crabs, octopus, etc., etc. And it's self-service. And guess what? You can eat whatever you want, but you cannot take it alone. And you can bring, for example, 2 dishes of crabs, and that's it. You eat a lot. Okay. Now, what about Indian? In Indian food, I had a terrible experience.
Why?
Well, I ate Indian food like 10 years ago. When I was a teacher in the States. And imagine, I had a very bad time that day. I had a really bad time. Question. Oh yes, I ate a very spicy rice. It was like a green rice. But there was one problem. When I was waiting for the meal, okay, I was waiting for the fork and the knife. And you know what happened? Okay, the guests took the food with their hands. And they served in this way. That's traditional Indian food. Alright, and there was another problem. It was so spicy that I got sick. Can you imagine what happened? Yes. Guess what happened? Guess what happened? I had a terrible stomachache and diarrhea, and I was very ill and I stayed there in the hospital for 5 days. 5 days, okay? Well, so now let's continue with this topic, the grammar topic, grammar focus. What's the difference between present perfect or simple past? Okay, you volunteer to do it. What's the difference? What's the difference? Not everybody at the same time. All right, Galindo, very good. Galindo, tell me, what's the difference?
Present perfect, so about stories.
What else? Remember, we studied that when you were in 8th grade. What is the main feature of present perfect? There's a clue word. Ta-da-da-da. Unfinished action. If you want to explain that in Spanish, you can do so. You can do so, don't worry. Unfinished action. And what is the difference with this in simple past?
Finish action.
Finish action. Finish action. For example, okay, Sarah, can you read this, please?
I've been a teacher for 20 years.
For 25 years, which is almost the same. Miss Valencia, please.
I have been
A teacher
teacher
since 1993. Okay, what's the difference between 4 and 6? What's the difference? Hey, you know the answer. What's the difference? Miss Mena, you know what's the difference, 4 and 6? Pay attention to this. For 25 years and since 1993. No? Oh, who knows that? All right, sir.
Since is for a day, Saturday.
Okay, the starting date and this is the amount of years. Okay, and pay attention here. Okay, for example, what's the difference between Bill Gates and that guy? William Shakespeare. What happened with William Shakespeare? Died. So, and Bill Gates? He's alive. He's still living. All right? Unfinished action. He has not died yet. Okay, for example, I can say, Mr. Incapié.
Bill Gates has
Written many books. And still, okay, he has been the chef or the main director of Microsoft. And William Shakespeare,
Right.
he was a writer. What did he write? He wrote Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, etc., etc., right? Okay. I was in high school in the 80s. Finish actions. The 80s already passed. Okay. Can you read it, please, darling?
dinner.
1 hour ago. Okay. Here you have 2 words. Right? You have 2 words. You're gonna have a kind of drilling, a kind of exercise in which you can, because it appears and you vas a ver. I need you to have a strong accent on that. For example, 2 words for simple past. Ago,
Yesterday.
yesterday, last night, last week, last year, etc., etc., etc. But in present perfect, we've got still, because the action continues. It's an action that began in the past and continues in the present. It's still valid. Still. What else?
For
Recently, yet, lately,
Since.
already,
so far,
so far, good. So far.
as long,
As long, yes. Okay, now we're gonna do an exercise. Please read. Okay, you're gonna read the statements. You say A or B. Alright, A or B, and read the complete sentence. Alright, okay? Okay. And remember, there's a homework from Agenda Web. Agenda Web. And I have the exercise here. Which is this one. Which is this one. Yeah, from the Agenda Web. And we're gonna work on that really hard. Can you see what from there? Oh no, hold on. Oops. Okay. There's a problem here with the PowerPoint. No problem. No problem. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay. Here we got the exercise. Okay, let's play some Zoom here and let's see it. The instructions are very simple. It says, okay, check the correct answers to this exercise on present perfect and simple past. Number one. For example, question number one. Miss Figueroa, can you read number one? You have to select between these two choices. Okay? Please try to find out the clue word. The clue word. Number one. Can you please speak louder? Can you please read the whole sentence, the complete sentence?
The horse is running.
No, the whole sentence. Don't worry, don't worry. Don't feel afraid. This is a typical exercise from Pruebas a ver. Okay, but please read the complete exercise. Hey, can you read it? I wrote or I have read it. But remember, it is still 9 a.m. Are you sure? A or B?
B.
Are you sure it's B?
Yes.
That's correct. Why?
Because it means
The action is yet.
It's an unfinished action. Remember this concept. It's very clear that you have in mind this. Unfinished action, finished action. Number two. Let's do a number two. But please read it aloud. Okay. Number three. Mr. Hernandez, right? Okay. Can you read it aloud?
I have been
I've been
very
easy,
I have been very busy
for last week. Are you sure? Yeah, he said for last week. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's find out the mistake. Why did it get wrong? I like this kind of exercises when you make mistakes because we can make corrections. Remember that last week is an starting date. That's why, so you got confused on that. And this is what you have to analyze in the prueba saber, right? Number two. Okay. Number three. Okay, Mr. DeWin Sports.
I have loved for many years.
For many years.
I have loved.
And you still know? Let's see. Let's check it out. Good. Excellent. Great. Great. Number three. Okay. Okay. Miss Mena. It's very simple.
We have students on Sunday.
Sunday. On Sunday. Are you sure?
No.
Why not?
Study.
Study?
Finish action.
Oh yes, of course. Finish action. Finish action. Static, okay, of course. And remember, this is what we need to do at home in order to get more familiar with this topic. Yes, get more familiar with this topic. Okay, let's hurry up because time is, okay, here we go. Mi suspina. Oh, los dientes amarillos. No, I don't like this. Technical problems. We, A or B?
A.
All right. Who says A? Why? Why, Mr. Brower?
Because it's an organization.
And a finish action. How did you discover that that action was a finish? Since, yeah. Trampita. Put a trick here. Since. So, it's an unfinished action. You have worked correct. This is what you need to know. And remember, we need to start working really hard on that because Rosa is coming again. Okay, now let's see Mr. Cortez. Pay attention to this clue. And it's still in the morning. Still in the morning. What planet? What planet? The Michael Jackson pronunciation. Play. Play or half play? Okay, he's doing again. Why?
Because it's a and it is still morning.
Still is unfinished action. Of course, unfinished action. Yes. You see? Sometimes when you go down to these type of exercises, you can make mistakes in order to know, okay, what is the advice, what is the recommendation that you're given in this exercise. Okay, we have 4 left. Here. Number 7. Okay, now let's see Mr. Cespedes. Can you see well? All right. Has helped or helped? A or B? B. Oh, yes. She was sick. Not anymore. She's now okay. Correct. Okay, here we go. 3 left. Difficult. Who has got it? Mr. DeWitt.
B.
B for 3 hours.
For 3 hours, yes. That when you say 4 is that duration. Since the starting point. This is the way we learn grammar. Remember, as you can see, I didn't show you formulas and things like that. No. Basic grammar. 4, 3, okay, here we go. 2 left, and then we're gonna start doing another exercise. We're out of time. Ahead of time. Okay. 4 or 6? 4. Why? Duration. Remember that duration. And the last exercise. Easy. Very simple. B. Why?
Last year.
Finish action. Yeah, last year is finish action. There's another exercise, but we're not gonna do it because we're ahead of time. But remember that at the end of the class, we're going to do this workshop. Okay? Maybe you're not gonna complete it today, but at least we're gonna do it. We're gonna do the listening part because we're gonna talk about cultural experiences, right? So here we go, and then we're gonna go over this exercise. I got plenty of whiteboards. to practice your English abilities, as you can see here. Okay, here we go. Okay, as I said, have you ever tried Japanese food? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, have you tried sushi?
Yes.
No? Okay, who has tried sushi? Okay. Good. How did you like it? More or less? Why? Why more or less? Good or bad? How do you say? Oh, let me tell you. Don't eat wasabi. Don't eat why? Because it's too spicy and you will cry. For sure. For sure. You will cry.
Or our name.
Yes, that's too. Okay, dangerous dinner. In Japan, there is a tradition. There's a tradition for what is special. Well, basically, Japanese food is made of seafood. Okay, so here we have this. Work with a partner and discuss the questions. And here we have 2 questions. Which of these fish can kill you? Oh. Yes. Yes, Galindo? Oh. Okay. A shark. White shark. This one can kill you? Yes, sir. This one?
Yeah.
Puffer fish. Puffer fish. Well, maybe you don't know what a puffer fish is. What a puffer fish is? Pez globo, Tagore or something like that. Stonefish.
Yes. Yeah.
Stingray.
Yes.
Do you remember this guy, the crocodile hunter?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. How did he die? Yeah, a stingray. With the sting, he got stung. Yeah, on the hook, he got stung. And the whale shark. You cannot see it here well, but it's a whale. Big shark. It's a big shark. It's about, when you visit the aquarium in the United States, in Orlando, it is like 15 meters long. 15 meters long, like 3 classrooms. And you can swim with them. All right. Which one can kill you? All of them? No. Which one? This one, yes or no?
Yes.
This one?
Yes.
This one?
Yes.
This one?
Yes.
And this one?
No.
No. It's harmless. Can you see? Let's see. Of course. Okay. Can you read it, sir?
The green white shark, fish, stonefish, and stingray can kill people.
Okay. The thing is, how can they kill you?
The white shark and
All right, it can bite you. The puffer fish, poison, venom. The stonefish, poison too. The stingray, sting and the poison too. All right, let me see. Let me check. Okay, here we have it. The great white shark kills with its stick. The others kill with poison. Poison. Now we're gonna watch a video, and here we have a reading comprehension. Please, we're gonna read the questions. We're gonna read the questions, and then we're gonna mark true or false. And of course, as a listener, you can also read that. It's a documentary from National Geographic. So here you have, okay, all of them. But remember, working person just only submit one, right? If you don't finish, you're gonna finish another day. All right? Here we go. Can you help me with this? All right. Can you help me with this? And can you help me with this? All right. Okay. So, let's turn it on here. Okay, here we got this listening comprehension activity. But first, I need to read the questions. Can I have one? We need to read the questions. It says, okay, dangerous letter. It says, okay, number one. Okay, I want you to read number one. Okay, darling, can you read number one? A puffer is not expensive. What do you think? Is it expensive or not? It's very common in the ocean. Okay, write down true or false. Number two. Okay, number two. Can you read it there, Mr. Hernandez?
The restaurant has been
Open. Very good pronunciation.
for
53 years. You don't know yet. Okay. Sir, can you read it, Mr. Edwin?
About 30 people drink every year because they eat food.
Fugu. What is fugu? Have you heard about that? Fugu?
fish.
It's fish. It's something. It's a special dish. Okay. D. Okay.
Yes.
Toxin. Fugu.
Glutathione is stronger than cyanide.
Cyanide. Remember cyanide, okay? Cyanide, yeah, you remember the former fiscal. Okay, the former fiscal. Yeah, they poisoned with cyanide. Okay, E. Sir.
Don't like the people.
All like the fugu. Okay, F. F. Let's see, darling.
How young has Chief
Chef.
Hayashi made fugu?
Okay, well, it's Villanueva. Villamizar, excuse me. Okay, G. Okay, sir. How did Tom feel? Okay. Darling.
Likely they went General
MacArthur. Okay, who was General MacArthur? Do you know who that guy is? I guess you have read history, right? General MacArthur. Who was General MacArthur? However, that was not the question, but who was General MacArthur?
He was general in the Second World War.
Very good. He was a general in Second World War. He led the American Army in Japan. Oh. H. Well, we skipped H. How does the fugu? Yes. How does the fugu? Toxin work. And the last question. Why did many Japanese die during the post-war? Okay, let's watch the video. Listen and write. And read, excuse me. Listen and read. Listen and read. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. The volume is not that good, but anyway, you can find out this kind of documentaries in YouTube too.
Japanese people eat a lot of fish. Every morning, many people go to Tsukiji Seafood Market in Tokyo. The most expensive fish and the most dangerous is the puffer fish, or as the Japanese call it, fugu. Parts of the puffer fish are poisonous. People who eat the poisonous part of the fish can die. However, you can find fugu on more than 80 menus in the Asakusa restaurant area of Tokyo. Although it is dangerous, people like to eat fugu. Tom Caradonna is visiting Tokyo because he wants to try fugu. Tom and his friend Aki are eating at the Matsumoto restaurant.
Okay, let's play here. Okay. Is it dangerous or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Very dangerous. Well, that's another thing.
Poison.
Okay, what another characteristic of the fugu or puffer fish is? It's the most expensive. Oh, imagine that. They are at the what? Other real Japanese restaurant. They are a Matsumoto restaurant. Let's see. Let's continue with that, and then we're gonna discuss about that.
This famous restaurant is 120 years old. Everyone knows that the restaurant prepares the fish very carefully.
I heard stories about people dying, trying the fugu, but it doesn't really concern me.
Tom isn't worried, but many have died because they ate the pufferfish. At the Matsumoto restaurant, Chef Hayashi prepares the food.
It'll be fine. Don't worry. I've been doing this for 53 years. I took the exam in 1949 and passed. This is my food chef license.
After World War II, many people...
All right. Did we get more information about that? Yes. Okay, what kind of information we got in there? Oh yeah, that restaurant is a very old restaurant, very old, and of course the chef is too old. How long has Chef Hayashi been preparing that? 53 years. For 53 years. When did he take the exam? 1949. He took that exam and he passed. Okay, so now, why did I mention the word after word? The World War II. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. The second part.
People died from eating fugu. Many Japanese people were very hungry, and some looked for food in restaurant trash cans. Sometimes these people found pieces of fugu. They cooked the fugu, and some of them died. It was a serious problem. So American General Douglas MacArthur, who led the U.S. forces in Japan, introduced a test. The fugu chefs had to take the test and get a license. Chef Hayashi took the test in 1949, and he still has his license. Nevertheless, fugu killed 2,500 Japanese people between 1945 and 19...
Okay, now let's see. Now we've been taking notes about this. Why did they mention this guy, this American officer? Why did they mention? That is question number 8. Excuse me, yes. Oh, it's partially true. Who's got another answer? Who's got another answer? That's true. Please take notes. Take notes. What did MacArthur do? What did he do? He introduced, or he legalized what? A test for cooking or preparing the fugu. Introduce a license to prepare fugu in Japan. Why? Why did he introduce that stuff? Why?
Because very people died.
A lot of people died. Many people died. And how? Why? Why did they die?
Because
People find part of home.
Oh yes. People were starving. They couldn't find any food, and so they looked in the trash cans. But another thing, where can you find the poison in that fish? Where can you find kills? Where can you find the poison? Let's check it out again. Let's check it out again. It's missing one little part. And then
75.
About 70% of the poisonings happen in front private homes where people kitchen prepare food on their own and get poisoned. That's most common.
At the Tokyo University of Fisheries, Nagashima Tuji studies fugu poison carefully. He hopes to develop an antitoxin, which is a medicine that will stop people from dying because of fugu poisoning.
A tiger fugu has enough toxin to kill 30 people. The toxin itself, to give you an idea, is 1,000 times stronger than cyanide.
Fugu toxin is a very strong poison. In fact, 1 milligram of the toxin is strong enough to kill a person. It kills by paralyzing people's nerves. This means that the person who has been poisoned can't move.
Okay, but I asked you a question, and you haven't answered that question. Where can you find out that poison? It's not here. It's not here, that question. Where can you find it out? In the gills, las agallas. Las agallas. That's why it's very important to eliminate, to take away the gills, las agallas. Right? Okay, and what happened? There's another question. How does the fugu toxin work? Please take notes. Please take notes. Paralyzes the nervous system. Yes, but some people can't breathe. Okay.
It also paralyzes the lungs so that the person can't breathe. Back in the Matsumoto restaurant kitchen, Chef Hayashi is preparing fugu for Tom and Aki.
These are the gills. They are poison.
Chef Hayashi carefully cuts away the poisonous parts of the fish and throws them out. Then he cuts the remaining flesh very thinly. Finally, he places the fugu on a plate and puts it in the shape of a chrysanthemum. The chrysanthemum is a beautiful flower that's popular in Japan. At the table, Aki and Tom are ready to try the fugu.
I can still breathe.
A fugu meal is usually 8 different dishes. These dishes feature fugu that is prepared in different ways.
And I still feel fine.
Tom's favorite dish is the grilled fugu, and Aki agrees.
Okay.
At the end of the meal, Tom smiles. He's happy that he's still healthy and breathing.
Okay. Well, the true and false questions are easy, right? Okay, is any missing question? Oh yes! Now, G. How does Tom feel? He feels happy, right? He doesn't feel smiles, he didn't feel... What did he eat? He's not as scared. Yes, he's not as scared either. He's not as scared. So, oh yes, how does he feel? He feels... All right. He ate what? Grilled food. Yes, so he has about 80 dishes. So we have here, we have learned more about international food. So in this case, we have spoken about different things. One suggestion, every time you take a trip, every time you travel, please eat what they eat in there. Don't look for sancocho in Japan. Don't look for rellena. No. Don't eat what we eat in here. Yeah, maybe the taste is there is different, and maybe you don't like it, but it's a good suggestion. And do what other people do in other countries, right? Okay. Now, what we're going to do here later on is, please. I know we don't have time, but let me tell you the way we're going to do it. Please bring it next class. Complete the exercise. The second part is It's a similar exercise that we did. A similar exercise that we did with that multiple choice. One suggestion. Porfa, one suggestion. Subraye las palabras claves, the clue words. Please underline them. Yes, for example, number 1. I to the shop at 8:30 this morning. This morning, finish action, etc., 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 right? Okay. There's another exercise. Exercise C. It's a letter. And you have to write down the appropriate form of the verb, simple past or present perfect, and complete it. And the exercise that you don't like, but I have to do it. That's the exercise that you don't like. The exercise is making questions. Remember, making questions is quite important. If there are no questions, no answers. There are no questions, no answers, no dialogues. If there are no dialogues, there's no communication. And the last exercise is remember, we are in the week number 5. Don't forget to do the video. Video about experiences, for example, places you've been, carnivals, or special food you have tried. Okay? And the last one is describe one cultural experience. For example, like the one I had with, for example, with Indian food. It was a very difficult situation when I was trying to try this kind of food. Yeah, I can speak that way. Oh, really? It was really hard, but I felt really. I was really rest, and I gotta go to the hospital. If I weren't Popeye, I would have died. Okay, so please, okay, so well, this moment the class is over. Please start working with the exercise and please bring it to the next class. Okay? Thank you for cooperating with this class. Okay, let's talk about the class evaluation. I guess it was a successful evaluation, but I guess I could do more, to be just. It was good because I complied with the quality reference. I mean, the DVA number 9, also with the lesson planning, the standards of education, which is talking about cultural issues. It was successful because it was a student-centered teaching. It was a student-centered. It was good because it was skill-based approach. It was really good, and we established interculturality, content, language, and topics. I guess it was good too because it was project-based orientation. Students are supposed to submit a video describing traditional events from around the world and Colombia. As you could see, these materials were taken from National Geographic. They were authentic materials and updated, which is something that is being undertaken by CLIL approach. As you can see, we got customized material and a customized classroom with good quality of sound and mixers and stuff like that. Unfortunately, they were too shy today. Unfortunately, you know, bilingualism is not good with very large groups because the levels are not even. Unfortunately, and we have to think about it, is if we want to have bilingual education, we need to reduce groups. We have to have smaller groups, but that's not an excuse. Maybe it's the hour. This is extended schedule. But to be honest, I guess they are still learning. Believe it or not, they're still learning, and they keep working with the study habits using the online resources as stated in the new methodologies and new trends. Thank you very much, and Well, see you next time.